First and foremost, all praises are due to Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi, Ba'Shem Rakak Padash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us his truth. Salutations to the brothers around the four corners of the earth who are teaching his word in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel who listen and believe in this word. This is Brother Kawad Sabad coming at you with another lesson. This one is entitled, Time is Short. Focus on pleasing the Lord. We're going to start off with 1 Corinthians chapter 7, and we're going to start off with verse 23. Ye are bought with a price. Be not ye the servants of men. And that price that we were bought with was by the sacrifice of Yahawashi. We have been redeemed through the sacrifice of Yahawashi. So he bought us back and brought us back into the fold with Yahawah, with his sacrifice for us, for the nation of Israel. For our past sins, we kept sinning and going off. So he redeemed us, which means to be bought back. So let's read 1 Corinthians 7 and verse 24. Brethren, let every man wherein he is called, therein abide with Yahawah. All right? So wherever you're at, okay, wherever you've been called into this ministry, at whatever point, abide with Yahawah. Verse 25. Now concerning virgins, I have no commandment of the Lord, yet I give my judgment as one that hath obtained mercy of the Lord to be faithful. So a virgin is, of course, a young maiden, a woman of marriageable age, you see. But he's giving some wisdom. Paul's going to give some wisdom on this. Because like I said, the time is short. We're going to be coming up on Jacob's trouble. And as Elder Apostle Tahar has stated, this is the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. So we hope that it goes off. Because those of us in this truth, all right, who believe in this truth as part of the hopeful elect, we hate this place. So we wanted to go down, but we know some things have to happen. And we know Jacob's trouble has to begin. We're going to, bring a famine on the word. That's pursuant to Amos chapter 8, verse 11. They're going to, of course, try to create chaos to bring about the MOTB spoken of in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 and 17. Eliminate paper money, create chaos via, smash and grab, people, going nuts, doing dumb shit. So there's a lot of things that are going to be involved with Jacob's trouble. The concentration camps, the FEMA camps, martial law being issued, but they have to create the chaos in order to come up with the solution. See? So they create the problem. There's a reaction by the people. Then the people want it to be solved. And then there's a solution. So one of the main, actually the main solution will be implementing that MOTB, in which you're going to try to convince mainly the Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, to take that MOTB. And if you take that, you're going to be destroyed. But those of the elect, we know not to take that. We're not going to be fooled. The elect are not going to be fooled. I mean, hopefully that's the will of the Father that I don't take that MOTB. But we know it's coming, you see. So time is very, very short. So the main thing should be focusing on this ministry, this truth. If you're a man of the Lord teaching the gospel, going out on the highways and byways, all right, if you've been called to do so, and doing lessons, whatever it may be, and prophesying and giving warning to the people, the Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. So let's read 1 Corinthians 7, and let's read verse 26. This is Paul speaking, of course. I suppose, therefore, that this is good for the present distress. I say that it is good for a man to be. So he's basically saying, hey, wherever you are and wherever you came at in this truth, whether you had a wife, okay, which means just having a woman, okay, or whether you're a woman that has a husband, all right, remain with that person, of course. But if you didn't have a wife or a husband, just remain, in that lot. unless you can't help yourself. He's not saying that you can't find a woman because, a man is supposed to be with a woman. But in the present distress, in the present times that are upon us, it's almost like just focus on just pleasing the Lord. If you don't have anybody, just let it be. But if you do have somebody, then of course stick with that person, because we're going to be coming up on some times where if you're in this thing, you want to kind of be doing everything you can to make your calling and election sure as much as possible. So let's 1 Corinthians 7, and let's read verse 27. This will back up my point. Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loosed. So if you have a wife or a husband, stay with that person. Art thou loose from a wife? Seek not a wife. If you don't have a wife at this present time, then, just stay single and just do this work. You'll have more time to focus on the work. But if you have the fire that's burning within you, if you're a young man and you have that fire to be with a woman, of course, by all means, find yourself a woman. And if you're a woman that has that fire boiling up in you, by all means, try to seek yourself a righteous man if you can, But it doesn't say you have to have a righteous man or somebody that's a Hebrew Israelite, But if you can, seek a righteous man. And if you're a man, seek a righteous woman, a woman who's trying to do this truth to the best of her ability. So, but if you don't have a wife right now, just stay, single and just do your best to, please the Lord by doing this ministry, and vice versa with a woman who doesn't have a man. Verse 28. And if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. So if you want to get married, and marriage just means intercourse. Once you have physical intercourse with a man, okay, as a woman, or a woman with a man, then you are married, okay? That brings the marriage together. Let me begin again. If thou marry, thou hast not sinned. And if a virgin marry, she has not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. So he's saying, if you marry, you're not going to sin, all right? And if you're a virgin, a woman that doesn't, if you're a man that wants to marry, you're not going to sin. If you're a woman that wants to marry, it's not a sin, all right? But he's saying, nevertheless, you're going to have trouble in the flesh, because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to put your all into the full work of this ministry, because you're going to have to please your woman as a man, and a woman's going to have to please her man as a woman, you see? So let's read verse 29, and it reads, But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. So this is the time where everything is short. Okay, time is very short. We don't have a lot of time. Like I said, Jacob's trouble has to come. And within that, you're going to have the implementation of the MOTB. And then you're going to have World War III on the backs of that. And then Yahawah is going to be coming down with the destruction and destruction. Hebrew Israelites who have hearkened to this word, you see. So time is very, very short. So like he says, okay, I read it again, 1 Corinthians 7:29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. So he's saying if you do have a wife, okay, you still have to focus on this work. You see, even if you have a wife, you're going to have to give more attention to this work, more attention to Yahawah. So let's continue 1 Corinthians 7, and let's read verse 30. And they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not. You see? So this is the time where you're focusing everything on Yahawah, this ministry, particularly if you're a man of the Lord, okay, putting in overtime to the best of your abilities with the portion of this good news and gospel that you've been given by Yahawah. So don't be absorbed with your physical possessions, trying to, make 200 grand at your job, worried about your car, worried about how many suits or how much clothing you have. Don't be absorbed with that. Be absorbed with this truth. Be absorbed with pleasing the Most High Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi. So let's continue. Let's read verse 31. And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. So don't worry about the things of the world. Don't become attached to them, because soon this world, the present world of the Edomites, so-called white man, the devil or adversary, it's going to pass away soon. And the world that's going to follow that is, of course, the world of where Jacob's going to be in rulership. You see? So we're coming into a new time, a new era. And so that's what you should be focusing on, mainly. 1 Corinthians 7, and let's read verse 32. But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried careth for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord. So that's why he said, if you're not married, just, in the current times we're coming in, the stressful times that are going to get worse. All right. If you're not married, you can kind of please the Lord even more, because you're going to be able to, have time to think about pleasing him more and more and more, the best of your ability. Verse 33. But he that is married careth for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. So if you are married, he said, this is the time to be as though you don't have a wife, sure enough, but you still have responsibilities. If you have kids, you have a wife, you have to take care of them. You have to be concerned about her. But you still can do the work, of course. There's many brothers who are married, all right, who have wives, who are still doing the work. And even some that are even putting in work more than those who don't have a wife. So if you don't have a wife, then you should be trying to do as much as you can as far as this truth, this ministry, spreading the good news, trying to activate the elect of the Most High Yahawah. Verse 34, and it reads, turn the light on here, it's getting a little dark. Verse 34 reads, there is difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman careth for the things of the Lord, that she may be holy both in body and in spirit. But she that is married careth for the things of the world, how she may please her husband. So it's the same with a woman. A woman that's single, that doesn't have a husband, is going to be more concerned about, being holy in both body and spirit, playing her part as a woman, listening in silence, praying, reading scriptures, etc. So let's continue on. Let's go to have a precept. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 10. Old Testament here. This is verse 10, Ecclesiastes 9 and verse 10, and it reads, and the title says, whatever your hand finds to do. All right. So verse 10, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest. So this is good advice. So while you have the time to do the work, do as many videos and lessons as you can. Go out on the highways and byways as much as you can. Preferably do both, of course. All right. If you build up the courage to go out there on the highways and byways, which we should all be striving for, including myself, so hopefully soon and very soon, Lord willing, we will be out there on the highways and the byways. But you have to build the faith up and the courage to do so. But we've been commanded to go out on the highways and hedges. So if you're going to please the Lord, you have to do your best to please him by following what he told you to do, especially through, via Yahawah and Paul and the apostles. So whatever, like it says here, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with all thy might. We're to love the Lord with all our might, with all our soul, all right, with all our body, to the best of our ability, to please him as much as possible by, rehearsing the righteous acts to the best of our ability, by behaving in righteousness, by walking in the Spirit, by having faith. So these are the things that we're to be doing to please the Lord, Yahawah B'Shem Yahweh Shai. So let's go to another precept. Let's go to Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12, because we only have a short time. You see, time is running out. The grace period is running out as well. So those of us who have not repented and converted as a Hebrew Israelite, so-called Black, Latino, Native American, your time to repent and convert and come back to the Lord is running out very fast. Revelation 12 and verse 12, and it reads, Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So the devil we're speaking of is, of course, the Edomites, Esau, the so-called white man, the devil, our adversary. He's going to be pulling all the stops soon and very soon, because he knows that Yahweh Shai is soon going to be on his way, cracking those clouds to bring judgment upon Babylon, America, to put him in slavery and to destroy him. Okay? That's pursuant to Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18. He's going to be put in slavery. That's also in Isaiah chapter 14. Not only the Edomites, okay, but the other nations as well. But he's going to get the worst of it. And then he's going to be destroyed by fire in the end. So he knows he hath but a short time to bring about his NWO. But even that's being controlled by Yahawah, because he controls the left and the right. Okay, he creates good and evil, pursuant to Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 7. Let me read this again, Revelation 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down upon you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So he has a very, very short time. So Jacob's trouble is going to bring about that MOTB spoken of in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 and 17. That's going to be the time of testing for the elect. You see, the hour of temptation for the elect of the Hebrew Israelites, 1/3 of the elect. That's going to be the great time of testing. Now, some of us will be executed. Some of us will be put in prison, concentration camps. That's going to be the great test. We're going to be tried like gold in the fire. So you have a very, very short time available. So we hope that 2024 is definitely the hopeful time of Jacob's trouble, as Elder Apostle Tahar has declared. That's what we're hoping on, that everything speeds up, because we hate this place. If you're in this truth, you're to hate this place. You're to hate going to work. You're to hate fucking Esau, you fucking devil. You see? 2/3, they get on my fucking nerves. We got love for them in general, but we hate them as far as their behavior and not hearkening to this word and just, doing, utter wickedness. But that's already been predestinated upon them, as well as the 1/3 elect. So there's nothing you really can do. Everything is willed by the Father Yahawah. But we hate this place. You're to want this place to get destroyed. Okay? You're not to want this place to last any longer. Okay? For the next 20, 30 years, America's going to last. It's going to prosper again. This place is on the downside. Everything's breaking down. The money system, okay, the ethics, men with men, women with women, feminism, women thinking they're over men. You see? This place is going down little by little. This devil is being exposed. So this is what we want. So he had but a short time, because he knows Yahweh Shai is coming with that wrath. And all praises are due to Yahweh B'Shem, Yahweh Shai for that. So let's get one more precept here. I believe it's Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 37. And we'll finish up here. As soon as I find it here, this thing wreaks havoc on my eyes. Hebrews chapter 10, and we have here verse 37. Hebrews 10 and 37, and it reads, it's a long chapter. See here. Hebrews 10 and 37. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. But just like I said, when everything starts heating up, Jacob's trouble, the concentration camps, the famine, the pestilences. You see, we had an earthquake in Japan about a week ago. You see, a lot of spirits are waking up, demonic spirits. What happened down there in Miami, Florida, with that dark shadow. So you see things are picking up. That dude jumping over the table to attack the judge. This place is going down little by little. But when things start happening, as Yahawah is starting to make it happen, hopefully the animals will start attacking more. You see, when it comes, it's not going to tarry. You see, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. So this is what we're hoping for, so it speeds up. Let's read this again, Hebrews 10 and verse 37. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. So that's Yahawah. We're waiting, you see, for him to come. And then, like I said, Jacob's trouble, that MOTB, World War III, and then the lake of fire, the judgment for Babylon, America, via nuclear missiles and via chariot fire from the chariots. Hebrews 10 and 38. Now the just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in them. So this ain't the time to draw back. This is the time to be giving due diligence to make your calling and election sure, doing everything you can to make sure you have an opportunity to be part of the 1/3 elect. You see, this is what you should be doing. Let's read verse 38. You know what? I meant to read verse 36, and I didn't read it, huh? But either way, let's read verse 39. But we, which is the 1/3 hopeful elect, we say hopeful out of humility, but we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, unto destruction, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul. So if you believe, you know, this is the time to do everything you can to make your calling and election sure, to focus on doing everything you can to please the Lord Yahawah B'Shem Yahawah. Time is short. So on that note, I want to give all praises to Yahawah B'Shem Yahawah B'Shem Rakak Wadash. I hope this lesson was edifying to you. Shalom.